I don't drink coffee. I've never had in my life, so I don't make it. I don't smoke cigarettes. Never have in my life, so I don't empty ashtrays. I don't have to worry about that anymore. But back out and empty ashtrays. I walked into a big book meeting or stud meeting that was strictly by accident. I would leave at the break. I had something more important to do. Tradition meetings, rules. My line of work, we love to enforce them. We don't like to follow them. They're for other people. I was interested in war stories, and the moment that the speaker said something about his background that I didn't like, couldn't relate to, I didn't identify with, I immediately tuned him out. Too busy listening to the messenger, not the message. So my very first outside meeting, clear as a bell, a guy and a wife, a man and woman, they're married couple, 10 years sober, both celebrating their 10th anniversary. The wife has one more day than her husband, and she constantly reminds them. Now, I need to tell you, my neighborhood I grew up was a very blue-collar ethnic neighborhood. It's gone through a gentrification process. You know, the yuppies come in and they ruin everything. They, abandon warehouses, they turn into beautiful loft apartments. You know the stuff they do, right? Well, it happened in AA. You know, they say AA is a microcosm society. Well, so the neighborhood, now the meetings are kind of yuppies. And I don't know no one in the meeting, But there's a dude from my neighborhood, his Troubles. Believe me, that's a hard-earned nickname. You get a nickname like Troubles, that's a hard-earned nickname. He was sober. I knew this guy. He was in and out of jail in the 60s and 70s. I thought he was still in prison. I thought he was dead. I had not seen him in years. And here he was, sober in Alcoholics Anonymous. Because I did not believe the man and the woman who had 10 years. I said, come on. Maybe you go over to Jersey and drink and keep your Pennsylvania time. I don't know. 10 years, that's a stretch. I mean, I come to, but Troubles was sober 2 years. I said, man, he's sober? I was more impressed with him. I need to tell you, that's the only reason I came back to AA, because Troubles was sober. I did everything wrong you could do in Alcoholics Anonymous. The only thing I didn't do, I didn't pick up a drink. I sat in this bar one day, right? Because they sold real good roast beef, right? And I'm drinking soda out of a rock glass. And, well, that's why I would tell you back then. But the truth was, because I was an arrogant guy and I got a lot of press, well, as you can imagine, towards the end of my drinking, I got a lot of negative press. And the reason I'm in the bar that day was, whoa, I don't know who that guy was. Mistaken identity. Not me, I'm back, things are cool. That's why I was in the bar. A couple guys from the neighborhood came in, they started breaking my, busting my shoes. Started getting hard way to go. And it was necessary, but it was knocking me down a couple pegs. I couldn't understand where they're coming from. I could relate to that. So, but unfortunately, the one dude got a little too close to me, and I stood up and I punched him in the face with the rock glass, and I dropped him. I opened him up, he blood like a pig. And I knew the wagon crew that came in and handled the job. I knew one of the guys, and he pulled me off to the side. He wanted to hear my version of the story, and I told him. And I can still picture the look of disgust in his eyes. And he looked at me, he said, get the hell out of here. I mean, I could have got pinched, that would have been a serious job, but, and I got out of there. And that's where I learned my lessons about people, places, and things. And I have since found a place that sells real good roast beef without being that type of environment, but that's how nonsense was, I celebrated my first anniversary, and it was amazing. I got done speaking, because in my home group at that time that you told your story, when it was your anniversary, I got done speaking, it was amazing. Thunderous applause, the blind could see, the lame walk, it was truly miraculous. And then people came up and they patted me in the back and said, Bobby, you're doing so good. I lied during my entire story. The fact that I identified myself as an alcoholic, because in my home group you couldn't talk about that other stuff. And I didn't believe I was an alcoholic. See, I was a pretty sharp guy. I knew what you wanted to hear, so I gave you all the quotes out of the big book, the 12 and 12. Sounded like the second coming of Bill, right? But during my story, a bottle of beer appeared in my head, but you guys didn't want to hear that. You want to hear all the good stuff, and that's how nuts I was. I was sober 23 months. I beat another man with a baseball bat. Forget what step I was working that day. I was nuts. Stone cold sober in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous as a liar, thief, and a cheat. I was a creep with the new women. No one asked me to be their sponsor. No one wanted what the hell I had. I didn't carry the message. I carried the disease. My early recovery, the first couple of years, right? I used to go to like a lot of gentlemen's clubs, but I drank soda. It was cool. I would get my picture taken with the entertainer, right? And come to meetings and pass the picture around to the old timers because I know they would like that. They would look at the picture, right, and look at me, and they would just shake their head. I said, please, kid, please keep coming back. I said, okay, I'll keep coming back. I was just nuts. It was crazy. You know what, back home, everyone goes to the diner. There's like a diner just on every other corner. If there's not a tap room, there's a diner, you know. And guys will come up, and after the meeting, we go to the diner. And people, you know, you would have to run me over to get out of the meeting. So I made sure that you invited me to go. They say, Bobby, we're going to the diner. You want to go? I say, nope. But God forbid you never invite me, because then I have an attitude, you know. I was just nuts, you know. I would share crazy things. Serene people scared the hell out of me. If I was in a serene meeting, a real spiritual, I'd tell you, know the worst meeting to go to? Sunday night after retreat. Worst. I'd be at the Friday night meeting, right? No one would be there. I said, man, half the crowd's going, where the hell's everyone at? Saturday night, the same thing. I said, man, where's everyone at? Sunday night. I said, oh, here they come. They come floating in. I said, oh. We're all in Melbourne this weekend. Here they come. And they come floating in, and that's I never left the meeting. I don't know why. That's probably the only good thing I did, you know. Not that I did much good sober, but I never left the meeting. People would come in, and they'd be elevated, and they'd be talking. And it's just, I'm very uncomfortable. Well, you know, and so that's when I would get my hand up and share my insanity. Then I'd sit back and watch the show, because serene people scared me. I was just nuts. I couldn't deal with that. You know, I can never sit still. You know, they came up and they caught me, they tricked me one day. And the way you trick to a newcomer is you don't give them a chance to formulate the lie. They come up and they say, Bobby, they caught me off guard. They said, you working this weekend? I said, nope. And I knew that was the wrong answer. They said, good, because we're going on a retreat this weekend. We're going to take it with us. Now, the truth is, I'm making fun of these guys, but you know what? They were good men. They were decent men. They tolerated my nonsense. They put the hand of AA out there time and time again, and I was the nipper who slapped it away and then talked about it. I was just nuts, right? But these guys are walking the walk. So I was sober long enough in Alcoholics Anonymous to know that you couldn't get kicked out. But I was also sober long enough in Alcoholics Anonymous, and this is only my personal experience, that not everyone is always greeted as warmly as the next person, for either one reason or the other. Just my personal experience. So I couldn't tell these guys about my mom. I mean, like, what would they really think about me, you know? So we go into this retreat Friday afternoon. I'm in the back seat. I got a big guy on each side of me. It's like role reversal, because at work I drive here in the back seat, right? So I got a big guy on each side of me. And the closer we get to the retreat house, the bigger the knot gets in my stomach. But I can't tell these guys. But you know what? I knew that I was safe with these guys. I just couldn't get honest with them. You know, it was all me. So we get there, it's like about 4:30, 5 o'clock. They say, we want to introduce you to the retreat master. So, oh, come on, all right, let's get this over with, right? So they take me down the zone carpeted hallway. They knock on his door. Guy says, come in, I come in. He stood up, he puts his arms out. He's my disciplinarian from high school. Not only that, but he's also a long-time member of Alcoholics Anonymous. And he gives me a hug, and he wants to know what's going on, and I'm giving him the 411. You know, I'm letting him know where I'm going to meetings and stuff, right? And then he says, who's your sponsor? I says, I don't have one. Because I'm a pretty bright dude. He knew that. He knew I was a bright guy. So. He said, well, I strongly suggest you get a sponsor. So I asked my roommate to be my sponsor. God forbid should I ever be questioned again. Bobby, who's your sponsor? There he goes right there. I never talked to this guy. The only time I talked to him is when I accidentally bumped into him in the meetings. He said, Bobby, I still got that same phone number. I said, yeah, I'll give you a call. You know what? I never called him. Know what I used to do? I used to talk to people about this guy. I said, oh, you won't believe this guy. He wants me to do this. He wants me to do that. He didn't do nothing. He put the hand of AA out there, I slapped it away, and I character assassinated the guy to boot. That's how nuts I was. I told you I was goofy. My second anniversary come, I didn't celebrate it. A month after my second anniversary, I wanted to eat my gun. The same pathetic feeling I had 25 months before, but 25 months before I'm loaded with drugs and alcohol. Here I am, stone cold sober in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. I want to eat my gun. Safe to assume my life was unmanageable. I hated everybody. But you know who I hated the most? I hated the new people. I know you're not supposed to say that, but that's what I did. New people are most important. I hated them the most. We have a court board, and the court board, first name, last initial, day of the month, years you're celebrating. If Joe EA had 3 years and Bobby C had 2, and Joe EA went out, I said, good for him. He's out, I'm in. It's about time, because that's all we talk about. How much time you got? How much time you got? How much time you got? He's out, I'm in. Good, he's out. That was just nuts. It's crazy.